What's up, y'all? I just wanted to make a video, kind of give you a tour of my Ironman. This is going to be a longer video. Let me actually turn it down a little. Yeah, it's going to be a longer video, chill video. I'm just going to talk about collection logs, some of my achievements. I'm also going to talk about future goals for the account and maybe some inspirations and maybe a little about my philosophy with the game. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'm going to get right into it. I think I will just start with a tour of the bank. Later on, I'll give you a tour of my POH. We'll go down the collection log, the boss KC, and then I'll probably end the video out with some of my future goals for the account. So, without further ado, let's check out my bank. So, right off the bat, bank's sitting at 2.7 bill, and I just want to kind of talk about how I set the bank up. I know it's different than some people, but yeah, so here in the all item tab, I just keep stuff for quick access. I get my coins, graceful, a couple of commonly used teleports, and then just some fun fashionscape items like the crystal grail, like my pet, and maybe these cards, just little fun stuff. I also got my clan stuff, so in case I need to recruit anyone or just show off. I'm very proud of my clan. I love it. It's the naturals. It's just kind of all the way from chill to PVM. There's all kinds of people at every level of progression in the game. Okay, the first tab that I have is my melee tab. So I organize my bank into a melee tab, a range tab, a mage tab, a food tab, potion tab. This is resources, this is tools, this is random quest bullshit, and this is kind of cool achievement related items. So yeah, for the melee tab, I'm currently rocking my elite combat achievements. I've got my Tiztok Slayer Helm Eye. I think this looks really good, especially with Oathplate. I will kind of go more in depth on the combat achievements later on. There's a couple that I'm pretty proud of. Next up, I got the Nettie's Not Face Guard. So this is pretty much my best in slot melee helm until I get Torva or Oathplate, which I will be working towards Torva eventually, but some things have to fall into place first. Mostly I just want Osmoten's Fang, which I am still missing. In fact, I think I can look at the Slayer log and we can kind of... I think I have to wear it. Yeah, there it is. So let's look at Basilisk Knights. 791. I guarantee you I stopped as soon as I got the jaw, because I don't really like wasting resources killing those guys for any other reason. But yeah, since I have this menu open, I can look at a bit of the Slayer stuff. I am 99 Slayer. I am about halfway to 100. But yeah, decent log. There's a couple thousand kills of the standard Slayer monsters. Lots of blood velds. What else is of note? Never killed a cave crawler on this account, apparently. Yeah, the cave kraken, I've definitely gotten my trident way before 1200, but I'll just sometimes go back and kill the little minion versions. What else we got? Decent amount of gargoyles. Yeah, I mean, that's that's pretty standard. Just some standard Slayer monster type stuff. So I'll get back into the bank now. Zulrah. I'll talk about Zulrah. So I got my Serpentine Helm at 470 something KC. And if we go down to Zulrah, I have 2 Tans, 2 Magic, a Visage, and I got actually 4 Onyxes from here. Still missing the Mutagens and the Pet and the Jar, but honestly, all those are kind of tertiary. In my mind, I'm done with Zulrah, and it's just collection logging at this point. So, and of course, getting more scales to upkeep my blowpipe. So that's pretty much where Zulrah's at. I did get 2 Magic Fangs within 5 KC. It was kill count 320 and kill count 325. I got 2 Magic Fangs, and I'll show you what I use them for once I get to the Mage tab. Next up, I have a Rancor. So this one, I got a little spooned on. I have finished my Noxious Halley, and I've gotten 1 Araxite Fang. And I did get the Jar, so that's what's on display in my house right now. So at this point, I'm currently destroying the corpse at Araxor, because I would love to get the pet, and then I would love to make the Slayer Helm so I can get that White Rancor. So that's definitely one of my goals, is to finish out that collection log and get that White Rancor. Next up, Blade of Saldor. So I do have this and a Bofa and Full Crystal, and I will show that log. So here at Corrupted Gauntlet, I started out just doing normal Gauntlet because I'm not like great at the game, but I've been improving. So within this 130 normal KC, I did get 1 Armor Seed, and maybe a Weapon Seed or 2. But the other 5 Armor Seeds, and then both enhanced, were from CG. And the first enhanced I got at 74 KC, and the second one was 99 KC, I believe. Very fortunate there. Got super lucky. I do think it's fun content, but I don't think it's fun to grind long term. Obviously, I'm just missing the pet. It's twice as rare as enhanced. So eventually, I could see myself going back and like maybe doing a round or 2 a day and try and work on getting this pet here, because it is a very cool pet, and I have some buddies who have it. But continuing on, this is just the standard Dragon Defender. I have not started the top journey yet, but I'm really looking forward to starting that top journey. The Oath Plate. So I have 2 pieces of Oath Plate, and I will go show my Yamalog. So I got extremely spooned. I was in free-for-all duos on day of release, and on my 4th KC, I got the Oathplate legs, just as a standard natural drop from Yama. And I was beyond stoked. The clan went nuts, of course. And this replaced, I think, I didn't even have Bandos, I think. Actually, wait, no, I did get full Bandos just prior to Yama's release, and then immediately it was useless because I got these 2 pieces. This was maybe 100 something KC. Still spooned, not as crazy as this. But yeah, I would love to get this helm, sitting at 210 shards, so I'm kind of halfway there almost, if I want to just build the helm. So this is going to be more of a kind of do it when I feel like it grind. This is not at the forefront of my current goals, but that would look really cool. And I did get my Death Charge upgrade. I'm missing the Horn and the Pet. And yeah, I did get a few of the Radiant Oathplate contracts and some other random contracts. I will show those later on. But yeah, this is my Bis melee armor. For the Bandos chestplate, tassets, and I do have the boots down here. I did get super... Well, no, I can't even say super lucky. It took me over, I want to say over 400 KC to get the tassets, but then maybe 50 kills later-ish, I got the chestplate. But in between getting the tassets and the chestplate, I did spoon the pet. So I do have pet General Gardor, and I'm just missing a Bandos hilt, and ironically, the only reason I was at Bandos was to get this hilt. So I got literally everything else, and that's just how it goes sometimes. I'm not complaining. I got my Noxious Halberd. Got my Bludgeon completed. I guess I can show the Sire log. So in 5 unsireds, I did get 3 Bludgeon pieces, a dagger, and I believe the 5th one was just a whip, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Bludgeon is huge for lots of bossing. It's going to be probably my Bis until Inquisitor's Mace. So luckily I can use the Bludgeon to grind out some Nightmare, some Fasanis. Currently I have not killed Fasani yet, just regular Nightmare with small teams, but I will get there eventually. Alright, next up I got a DHL. So my Hydra log is looking kind of disgusting, honestly. There he is. Yeah, you see that right. That's 2 pets. I got the first one below 100 KC and the second one like maybe 50 KC later. I got the claw at like 150 KC-ish. I did get 2 Hydra leathers, which is really cool. That makes the Ferocious gloves. So I have 2 Ferocious gloves in my bank. And then only 1 piece of the ring. That's what these 3 are. And just missing a couple things there. But Hydra, I really enjoy. When I first started Hydra, I was using the Bofa method. And it was decent. It got the kills. It obviously got me my pets and my claw. But as soon as I got this claw, I swapped over to melee and never looked back because it's so fast. Alright, what we got next? We got Burning Claws. So I literally just got these a couple weeks ago. And I'll show my TD log. I think it's under other. So I do have 2 claws, which makes 1 pair, and then 2 synapses, which is pretty much the minimum you want for Yama and Delve. Because having an Emberlight is huge at a lot of places. Duke, Cerberus, Krill, Tormented Demons themselves, Yama, it has a lot of good use. Delve as well. And then currently I have a Scorching Bow made, but I swapped that synapse between Scobo for Delve and the Purging Staff for Yama. But if I do get more Greater Demon tasks, I plan to come back here and get a 3rd synapse if I can, because it would just be a little more convenient not to have to dismantle them depending on the content I'm doing. But yeah, Burning Claws are huge at, let's say, Toa, because you put them on stab. It's just awesome doing that spec and burning them. Next up, we got Blood Moon. So if I go to my Moons of Peril, it is green at 144. And yeah, again, I will say it's just incredibly spooned. I'm very lucky. This is not a typical experience, but because I'm on an Ironman, I really wanted these sets just because it's a lot less time than Barrows, and there's that anti-dry mechanic. So I got all the CAs, got all the collection logs, and honestly, I don't really use these sets for much. There's just a few like niches that I use them for. So if I look at the tags, I might use them at these spots. These are some of the bank tags I made. A lot of this is wildy stuff where it's a two-handed weapon, so I don't need to bring a defender. Some of those bosses are weak to crush, so it could be a decent option if I'm not looking to risk much more than that. But yeah, Blood Moon pretty obsolete. Bandos pretty obsolete since I have Oathplate now. Moving on to Cerberus. So I have every Cerberus boot. I have Prims, Pegasians, and Eternals. We can take a look at Cerb here. So I do have duplicates of all of them. Missing a jar and a pet, that's fine. Now the thing with the Smoldering Stone, I've only received one of these, and for whatever reason, I put it on my Dragon Harpoon, and that's like, it could be kind of nice at Temperos, but like, I really should have made an Infernal Axe because there is a clue step. Forget if it's Elite or Master. I think it's Master, where it requires an Infernal Axe, and I just don't have it, and I have not gotten another Smoldering Stone. And you cannot take a stone off of a tool once you attach it. So, unlucky, that's fine. Arania boots, just from the spiders. Now, I do have a cheese cape. This has been something that's on my mind for a long time, and one of my goals is to get that Infernal Cape. I love playing Leagues, and I'll talk about Leagues here soon, but I did get my Infernal Cape in Leagues, so I understand the mechanics. I think it's challenging, it's fun, and I just need one in the main game. But yeah, that's my Fire Cape. I think I have a few of those. So if I go down to... Oh, it's Fight Caves, that's right. I have done 9 Fight Caves. No Jad Pet. Sad. Yeah, there's my Ferocious Gloves. I have multiple of the Dagonoth rings. So this is the Berserker ring, and you can go look at the Dagonoth King's log here. So pretty nice in terms of the ring department. A lot of the duplicates I've just thrown into Death's Coffer because these B rings are a good chunk of change. I think Archer rings are a couple mil. But yeah, I would love to get a Seer Coal. Its special attack would be kind of nice at some places, and the Mud Battle Staff as well would be nice, but hey, I'm not complaining. I will talk about my achievement diaries later on. Here's my Dragon Warhammer. So I've... Again, this I got before they nerfed the drop rate. The drop rate was 1 in 5k when I got this. And this was a while back, but I was spooned this a little bit as well. So that might be a common theme with this video. I want to say it was in the first... it was definitely under 500 KC, but it could have been sooner. I'm just not remembering. There's my SGS. This is my only Godsword right now. My only hilt. I do have Godsword shards and a fully built blade as well, but yeah, we can look at the Zilliana log. And actually something really cool is right now as I'm recording this video, I just got an ACB yesterday at very soon before this KC, so I want to say 387. That's huge. Super stoked on that. And then there's my Ceradomin hilt to make the God Sword. Pretty self-explanatory. Couple Sarah swords. If I'm just missing the pet and the light, I'm considering this boss done. until I want to come back and maybe hunt some clogs. So that's where I'm standing with that. I got my DDS, my Abyssal Dagger. I have several whips that I've put into Death Scoffer, because, like, what's the point? I got a couple of tentacles, Chally, Sarah Sword. I have all of the Karis Partisans. So whenever I do go to Toa, I end up bringing 3 of these bad boys: the yellow, the blue, and the black. Yellow, great for healing. Blue, great for Kefri. Black, great for Baba. Until I get a Fang. So I'm really wanting that Fang. That's one of my current grinds. Sarachnis Cudgel, nothing too special. I do have the Ornament Kit on my Void. A couple Slayer Helms. Fury. I think as I get lower down in this tab, it's like less and less cool stuff. I do have all the melee Barrow sets. I'm only missing... I'll show you my Barrows log. I'm only missing an Aram's robe skirt from Barrows. And I am not planning to get that because I have a Virtus robe now. But yeah, this is mostly alkabols and stuff, and maybe random quest items. Just some boots that I don't wear, and this is for treasure trails. But yeah, that's pretty much the rest of my melee tab. I do have a Ratbane mace. Nothing else is really too special in here. So I'm going to move on to the range tab. So here's my range tab. I guess I have the Purging Staff built currently. But yep, I talked about Bofa. My 2 Tans Fangs. I did put the League's Ornament Kit on this one. And this one has Dragon Darts, and this one has Rune Darts. So that's kind of how I quickly tell the difference. If it's something where it doesn't matter dart strength, I'm just going to use the Rune Darts, like Toa, for the Scarab Swarms and stuff, and the monkeys. Rune Darts work perfectly fine. And yeah, I did just get this yesterday, Armadillo Crossbow. This is a huge item to have. It's going to help me grind out necks and turn this into a ZCB one day. So that's pretty awesome. Here's my Bis Ranged. That's not crystal armor. I have Fortified Missouri Mask and Fortified Body, as well as the Chain Skirt. If you saw my Kree video, I got this Chain Skirt on 1 KC at Kree, and then I proceeded to get 2 Arma chest plates. So 1 chest plate I broke down and fortified this body with, and then, well, actually I broke them both down, so I don't have any Arma chest plates in here anymore, but I was able to get 4 Armadillion shards from that second chest plate, and I put 1 into the helm, and then I have 3 Armadillion shards actually over here, or plates rather. And that is for when I get Missouri legs. I can instantly craft them into fortified, and I get to keep the chain skirt. Maybe just as a memento of my 1KC. But yeah, let's take a look at the Kree log, since I'm talking about it. Yeah, just 2 chest plates and a chain skirt. Missing a pet helm and a hilt. There's no reason I should get this helm, because I have fortified Missouri helm. And you can just break down dupes into plates. You don't need to make a helm with a helm. So I'm not concerned about that. Not really worried about grinding a pet. AGS probably would be the only reason I would come back here. But again, I'm not too concerned about getting an AGS on the account anytime soon. Next up, yep, there's the crystal. Here's my Eclipse. I do have an Anguish, and in fact I'll show the Gluff's Experiments tab. So it took me 2,500 plus kills to get my Zenites finished, and I did have a dry streak that was probably close to 1,000 between 1 and 2k. Was like totally dry of any Zenites. So if you're doing this grind, hang in there. just break it into smaller chunks. You know, no need to go and kill this many demonic gorillas in a week and get like sick of it. But I was able to make a heavy and a light ballista with some dupe parts. So those are currently in my bank. Here's my Missouri assembler. So I got this a while back. Now I tend to run 350s, anywhere from 300 to 350 solo, and most are deathless. But this is the highest cosmetic kit from Toa that I have right now. I already talked about the rings, the Serb boots. I keep Barrow's gloves in here since I use Pharaoh and Tormented, or Tormented for Mage. So I just consider these my range gloves until Zerite. That might come in handy. I do have Elite Void. And now we're just kind of getting into more of the junk. These might just have specific uses. I keep my fletching supplies here, my arrows. I'll make broad arrows if I'm just bored and want a bank stand. Other than that, pretty standard. Got some Onyx Multi. Got some Dragon Bolts. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about the rest of this, I think. Nothing crazy. It's just the rest of my range tab and fletching supplies. Alright, moving on to Mage. I love this tab because it has a Mega Rare. And this is my beloved Tumican Shadow. I fucking love this thing. It has been just like an insane DPS increase. With this gear, by the way, which... that's, if you watch my Kree video, this is what I killed Kree with, was Arims and one piece of Virtus. And to be honest, it is embarrassing. I need to go and grind out Virtus at the very least, and Ancestral eventually. But I'll show my Toa log real quick, just to show this. I did get this Shadow in a Trio 360, and I don't even believe I MVP'd, so there's just a chance that if there is a purple, anyone can get it, and I did luck out and pull this. And this was, I want to say, in the 40-something expert KC range, and this was my first purple. I did already talk about Missouri. I'm so in disbelief that I don't have either of these two. You know, like yet I have the Shadow and two Missouri pieces. The RNG is either like working for me or against me, and I can't decide which. But yep, got all the gems. There's my Missouri crafting kit. Nothing else really crazy there. Since I'm here talking about raids, I'll just show the others. I've done 2 Tobs, and this is actually when I first joined my clan with some Grandmaster PVMers, you know, sweaty Zuckhelm, like looking down on me but still helping me through, and they were really cool for that. So I really do appreciate them for doing that, and I'm really looking forward to grinding this out, getting that scythe, getting some. The Avernic and the Scythe is probably all I want from this place. And of course, the Sanguine Ornament kit. Moving on to Cox. I've done 124 normals. Have not even attempted a CM yet, because I tend to just play in a chill way with just some casual people who like to hang out and play and stuff. But I have managed to get both of my offensive prayer scrolls, so that's pretty cool. Let me get back into the bank here now. Okay, so Swamp Trident, this was my bis. Toxic Staff of the Dead, so this is where my Magic Fangs went, into these 2 weapons. Now, Toxic Staff of the Dead, I was using for, Inferno attempts, as well as blood barraging at God Wars, but it's not autocast, so this was manual cast, but it is nice because it's 15% magic damage, which is pretty crazy. But nowadays, the Blood Ancient Scepter, it's great. It autocasts, it's only 5 mage damage percent, but it overheals you. It's awesome. I bring this whenever I'm blood barraging, which, by the way, I'm really low on blood runes. I'm at 10k, so I do have a spare full trident. There's my purging staff for Yama, and then Blue Moon Spear, Twin Flame Staff. I will go and show my clog for those guys. What are they called? Royal Titans, that's right. Yeah, I got the pet on day of release at 40 KC and ended up finishing the log by 442. I did end up getting 2 full Twin Flame Staffs, and I put my spare into Death Scoffer because they were like 8 mil at the time. And I'm actually kind of curious what they are now. They're still 8 mil, okay. Next up, my one piece of Virtus. Got this from Vardorvis, and actually I got 2 robe bottoms from Vardorvis. And I'll go and show the Vardorvis log. So it's looking really nice to me. Only missing the pet, 2 Virtus pieces, and the ring, but I was spooned the axe piece. And also, I just want to say, I genuinely enjoy fighting Vardorvis. It's a fun fight. It integrates movement, prayer. You know, it's great. It's really well designed. It's a quick fight too, which I appreciate. But yeah, so we got our axe piece, and then 2 Virtus robe bottoms. And these 2 Virtus robe bottoms came within like 30-40 KC of each other in the same night. And it was pretty funny because the clan chat was like, "Didn't you just get one? Like, fuck you, man." Like, so that was hilarious. I put the other one into Death Scoffer. 6 blood cores, got the telly, got these ingots. I'm not going to attempt to awaken Vardorvis yet, but eventually I will get there one day. Alright, where were we? Twin Flame. So, yeah, Virtus, Arams, there's my Blue Moon. Here's something pretty cool on an iron. Saturated Heart. Not a lot of irons can say they have this. It's really a nice thing to get. I did get this at... I'm trying to remember the exact level. It was 80-something Slayer level, and this was actually 7 years ago that I got this Imbued Heart. And it was from a marble gargoyle. And I just, you never expect those things. You just never expect them. You're just glad if you get them. That's kind of how that goes. No Eternal Gem, but I have hit this table 4 other times, so I have 2 of each of these staffs. And I have 3 Crawling Hand trophies. Yeah, since I'm here, I'll just show a couple of the Slayer items that I've gotten. Missing a Visage. I have a lot of the big ones, though. Multiple occults. There's the Jaw. Nothing too crazy. But the Imbued Heart, it's huge. I mean, I'm at 112 magic, and it's just unlimited. There's no charges. It's ready to hit again as soon as it's out. Fucking love this thing. Especially with the shadow. They're like peanut butter and jelly. Next up, yep, I got the ornament kit for this bracelet in, I believe, a Master Clue. So, gotta have the Fashionscape. It also reduces Death Scoffer when you die with these, because they're untradeable. There's my Sir boots. Got my Majorina 2 capes. Gotten 4 occults. I'll show my Thermi log. And if I get Smoke Devils, I'm going to do them because I'm missing this staff. And really just the staff is all I want from this place. Moving on. My Divine Rune Pouch. I got some Bones to Peaches and House Tabs. And then there's where my runes go. And just random miscellaneous, like, teleports and magic-related items. Like, if it's related to magic or teleporting, it's in this tab. And again, with these other tabs, as you get towards the bottom, it's more and more just kind of junk items. This was from my crafting grind. I made way too many of these. I should have just been doing light orbs. But I do also have a fuck ton of light orbs, so you'll see that too. Ivan Staff, Skull Scepter. I have one piece of Dagenhai. I have 2 of the tomes. And surprisingly, I'm missing the Tome of Fire, yet I got 99 fire making exclusively at Wintertod. And since I mentioned it, we can go look at that. Yeah, pretty sad. No tome in 641 KC. Whatever, though. Honestly, this isn't going to come into play until I start grinding Fasani and get that volatile orb and that nightmare staff. So I might return to Wintertod one day, but I just can't really be bothered. But yeah, Tome of Water from Temp. We'll talk about Temperos real quick, I guess. Is he under bosses? Yes, he is. So, on my first reward pull ever from Temp, I got the Dragon Harpoon. That was wild. But yeah, I have everything but the pet. Nothing really too much to say about that. And I'll talk about Huey, since that was right next to it. Got our Tome of Earth. Got enough hides to where I made the 2 items required for the clue step. Just missing Wand and Pet. And honestly, with a Shadow, I have no real reason to go for this. And this is just a Clog, so the only reason I could see myself going to Huey is just maybe getting Huasca seeds if I need more. And that's about it. What else? Master Scroll Book. Let's see what we got in here. I have a decent amount of teleports to stuff. I did, like, maybe a year ago, totally empty this and put the Tele Scrolls into Death Scoffer just because they're worth so much. And what's crazy is that a lot of these teleports you could just replace with an easier, very cheap, or even free teleport. But when people are doing clues and they're like, oh, I gotta go to Narda, they're gonna go to the GE and like buy this for whatever it costs. I don't know, 10k, or some of these are like 10, 15k per teleport. And it's like, bro, like, this is something I think about with RuneScape, like a Watson telly. Just teleport to Korend on the standard spellbook, and you run south for like 20 run energy worth. Like, Rev Caves, there's plenty of wilderness tellies that get you close. I actually use this one, and I use this one. And those are pretty much the only tellies, and Keymaster. Aside from that, like, all of these tellies, they're just unnecessary, I think. Like, if I want to go to Narda, I'm gonna ferry ring to the desert and run like less than a minute to Narda. Dig site, I got a pendant in my house for that. Beldapils, there's a ferry ring. Lunar Isle, house telly. You know, Morton, you get the Moritania legs. And on and on and on. Like, I don't get it. Zolandra too, I'll use the ferry ring. I just don't get paying so much for like a Watson teleport when you can run for 20 run energy worth. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that soapbox. It's something that I feel strongly about, is people just see, oh, I have to go to this spot, like, fuck it, get me there as fast as possible by any means necessary, and then drop like 40k on like 3 teleport scrolls there. But okay, wow. I'm gonna switch the song up. Let's just pick a random one. Karamja Jam. Okay. Book of the Dead. Yeah, these are just some books related to magic. I did get my Colossal Pouch at Goater. There's a spare Sears ring. I'll show the Goater log here real quick. Probably mini games. So yeah, we spooned a needle there. I have my full set plus the bag. I am missing just a few things off the log, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of just grinding out Goater, but we'll see. I mean, when I eventually max, I'll definitely do some more Goater, but I'm not really inclined to go there for many reasons. If I'm going to train runecrafting, I'm going to just put on my set and do lavas or something. Alright, I'll take a look at the food tab. I won't spend too long on this tab. It's nothing crazy, it's just stuff that I've gotten from bosses and from fishing. I got a couple blighted supplies in here as well. And then we got pies, so there's really no reason I need to boost my Slayer past 99. But I have so many of these things. Summer pies are going to be nice for grinding out arty rooftops. I got most of these from Serb, I think. And then the crafting boost, just if there's ever any reason. Here's a fletching pie. I did make these so I can make dragon darts for my blowpipe, because I'm not quite 95 fletching. Here's an herb lore, so this is good for, I think, super anti-fires, extended, and divine combat. I'll just eat some of that. Fishing boost, not really too sure where that comes in, but here's my huge stack of purple sweets. I don't think I've ever consumed one on this account, and done a decent amount of clues. These are literally just drops from bosses. I make wine if I want to bank stand and do something. The stews are here for when I want to make the spicy stews for a boost, depending on what I'm after. And then I'll keep some super compostable items just so I can fill up the super compost bin in here. And then just random stuff like pots of flour if I want to make like a specific pie and I'm at the bank and I don't have all the ingredients. Just random stuff, water skins, hunter meats, more raw, good food. Moving into the potion tab. Now that I got potion storage, this is mostly just for training herb lore. So I got some of my stuff from that mini game. Chugging barrel, goggles, alchemist amulet. Keep some tools up here in my vials. And then there's the herbs. They're looking all right. I tend to just make pots as I get herbs and secondaries. But yeah, I got lots of this paste for mastering mixology. Got a bunch of demonic barrels from Yama and dragon scales from Vorkath, and this is from Serb. So I end up just passively getting plenty of secondaries for stuff. I'll just take a quick look at the potion store. So it just measures it in doses. So just divide it by 4 to know how many full pots I have. But honestly, not looking too great. I use a lot of pots most places I go. I have a fuck ton of super attack. That's just great because you can get those Eye of Newts like in large bulk for very cheap. So it's great for XP. Lots of super energies as well for some reason. But yeah, not much to say there. All right, here's my resources tab. So this is just like skilling resources, basically, like gems, logs, bars, crafting things, hides. I tend to every now and then just go through this. If I want a bank stand, again, there's plenty of gems to cut. Got an onyx chilling there too. But yeah, I'll just cut some gems. I got tons of coal. this tab alone is 164 mil in just like random materials. Plenty of Addy and Rune for bolts and darts, and for that smithing mini game Giants Foundry. I like keeping these stacks full. I don't like smithing all of them down at once. I like seeing some, because you never know when you'll randomly need, like, for example, an iron bar. Like if I want to revert a Scobo over to a purging staff, it's going to be require an iron bar and a battle staff, and you got to go to an anvil. I like just having stuff in the bank so I can always just know that I have materials. But yeah, that's my gems, that's my ores, that's my bars. I got a decent amount of planks. I got 40, almost 42k teak planks, which if I just make mythical capes, that will get me 99 construction. I'm currently 92. So yeah, the planks are cool. My plank method, usually I'll just bank at this very bank. I'll run in with logs and have the butler take them to the mill and just repeat. But yeah, I just kind of grinded out getting these planks. So now I have 99 construction banked. Here's my logs. Nothing really crazy. Here's some other stuff. I got some giant seaweed. This will be great for when I go for 99 crafting. I want to say this is not 99 banked, but I could be wrong. Can't really know. But yeah, I got a ton of feathers. And then here's my seeds. This is where most of the value in this tab comes from, is these seeds. So I have my lower tier seeds stored in the seed storage, but starting with Renar seeds, got 188 of those. I'm just curious what that is worth. That's almost 6 mil in just seeds. Ton of toad flax seeds. This comes from mostly Toa, I'd say. But yeah, just going up the seeds, this is going to be worth a lot too. The snaps, yeah, that's 26 mil in snap seeds. So that'll be plenty of restores for me. Catentines, Lantidimes, dwarf weeds, some torstals. I do have some huascas, and then just other random little seeds for whatever. Yeah, I got this dynamite from Chambers. Couple of those rare bones. Here's more bones. So this was probably from Moons, and same with that. Ton of flax from Zulra. Vampire dust is great for Hallowed Sepulcher. Here's a bunch of light orbs. I did eventually stop making those unpowered orbs. There was like something telling me when I made all these unpowered orbs, like, oh, this would be great because I can buy battle staves and then charge these orbs at the altar, and then, but oh my god, running one trip to charge an inventory of orbs takes so long, and there's no way, like, I may as well just throw these out right now. So yeah, I made 59,000 light orbs, and there's going to be a lot more when I go for 99. Here's my dragon hides. This is very healthy looking. This is all from Vorkath. And then just some random crap. This is just stuff that's probably skilling resource related, but doesn't really fit much where else. Bunch of dragon bones, bunch of Dagonoth bones. I must have a decent amount of prayer XP banked. Here's the tools. I do have the ornament kit from Zolcano, and I'll show the Zolcano log. Is that bosses? It is. Yeah, so I got the shard. These are all from Zulra, not from Zolcano. But yeah, I love this ornament pickaxe. And this pickaxe, by the way, I got from Callisto at 5kc. And yeah, that was Callisto, not RDO. I was duoing with a buddy. And you know, you don't get the drop if you don't go and kill the thing, and it's very risky. We did get PK'd like several times, I want to say. But you just need that one lucky drop and just run out of there as fast as possible. That's what I would recommend to irons who aren't hardcore. Just go to like Callisto or Vedion or something risky, basically, and just expect to get PK'd, but you can eventually get it. It's much better than trying to grind it from Calfight Queen or like KBD or one of those sources. I'd get it from Callisto personally. And then got a Felling Dragon Axe. I do have a decent amount of forestry clogs, spares from the DKs, just more random tools. I have these equipable tools: the Camdo hammer, Amy's saw, the fletching knife. I keep my Quetzal whistle. I got my bone crusher, herb sack. Just tools, and like this forestry backpack, the huntsman's kit, the tackle box, fishing barrel, plank sack. These are all just kind of mini game related stuff that I felt fell into the tools category. Crystal saw, some strange old lockpicks from Sepulcher, it's a meat pouch, flam tear, magic butterfly. Pretty basic, yeah. Now this is like costumes, clothing items, quest items, and like currencies. So I'll just go through some of this. This is my achievement diary set. Well, most of them. Self-explanatory. There's some Bruma torches. I felt like this Bruma torch somehow summed up this tab. It's just like random crap, basically. Clothing and stuff. Equipables. Mythical cape, blah, blah, blah. I got the smith outfit. I got the mining outfit. The ring and the gloves as well. What else is noteworthy in here? These are just like necklaces, just random necklaces, and like dupe necklaces and stuff. Quest bullshit. This is all like currencies for different places, so that all just goes in here. Literally all just currencies. Random, it's just random stuff. I mean, nothing too noteworthy. Maybe the silver coffin and the gold key. I don't think there's really. I mean, 17 Ethereum bracelets. It's kind of cool. But there's my Goater outfit. Random parts of the forestry outfit and the Veil Totem stuff. So, and like this is for Master Clues. Randomly have just party hat and Halloween mask sets. Yeah, that's about all there is to be said for that. And now for my achievements. This is just basically stuff that I'm proud of. So, first and foremost, I have my Dragon Trophy from Raging Echoes League. That was 2024 to 2025. I went hard that league. I went really hard. I ended up getting all 3 mega rares, Infernal Max Cape, like every God Wars green logged. It was nuts. It was really cool. I had a great time. I made a lot of cool friends. And it's just like it's so addicting with the buffs and the boosts and the items you get and being able to just like bring noted food everywhere. It's a good time, especially doing like Tob with people and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why this is the icon of this achievement tab. I'm just really proud of this. It reminds me of a really good time. I'll equip it here. Yeah. Let's see that bad boy. Yeah, it looks sick. They really cooked with this one. It looks really sick. Woo! Yeah, it shoots fire. That's right. Next up, Gommel's Hilt 4. This is my combat achievement, Elite Tier Hilt. Very proud of getting that, but I would love to get that master tier done. I'm working towards it. Here's my Toa KC cape. It's only the first one, whatever. But it's still something to be proud of. You need 100 Toa KC. 99 Slayer, 99 hit points, 99 magic. These do have uses. If I'm wanting to repeat a Slayer task, I'll bring this. If I'm wanting to heal faster, I bring this. If I'm wanting to swap spell books, I'll use that. Some crawling hands. There's my shield left half collection. Berserker necklace ornament kit. My first ever gauntlet KC. They give you this cape. Here's my dupe Serb crystals. This is just like funny fashion scape kind of thing. This, I'm very proud of my Vedion drops. Got the blade, got the skull, got 2 Ring of the Gods. I just think that stuff's so cool. I would love to get a Void Waker. This is the only Void Waker piece I have, by the way. And here's my Godsword Shard collection. I do have a blade built, waiting for a hilt. And then just a couple random things like my spare threads, any ecumenical keys. Got these Varlamore key halves, spare Araxite heads, Huey hides, Wakener's orbs, piece of the ring, Hydra heads, 3 chromium ingots, 4 Vorkath heads. These 10 torn prayer scrolls from Cox. This is just for that restore prayer. What's it called? Preserve. Yeah. They kind of just remind me of some of the Chambers runs I've done and some of the cool people I've ran with. There's my Oathplate shards and the contracts. So we've got the Worm acquisition, Familiar acquisition, and then these 3 are for the Radiant Oathplate. I've got spare blood quartz from Vardorvis, my spare gems from Toa, charged ice from Muspa, and the 1 piece of the Executioner's Axe from Vardorvis. And then these 3 Armadillion plates, patiently waiting their Missouri chaps to upgrade. Yeah, that's my bank. I don't think I'm going to go through all my quick tabs, because that's probably a bit too much. But next up, I'm going to give you a tour of my POH. And I do have every spirit tree unlocked in the game, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is the POH. So I'll talk a little bit about the setup. I do like some of the aesthetic stuff, like this tree and that pond over there, and just like this big spinning thingy, and the Bob the Cat. You can look at my stash units. You can see I filled most of them. There's still like maybe a couple that are missing, but that's fine. I mean, they're mostly filled. Got a telescope. Yeah, I'll just kind of walk around, I guess. I really like this room. This is the League's room. I have a lot of the League items. So I've participated in 3 leagues total, and I got a Mithril. Well, I got 2 Mithrils in the... let me inspect it. Let me see. Maybe it'll tell me. Trailblazer Mithril Trophy. That was the first league I did. I didn't do the first one, but the second one was my first league, and I ended up getting Mithril, and it was really fun. And then this one, Trailblazer Reloaded. Again, Mithril, nothing crazy. But this is where I would put the Dragon Trophy if I had one. No, just kidding. I have one, but I like it in the bank because it's a nice icon for that achievement tab. But yeah, really enjoy the decorations of that room. I guess this is where the magic happens. Here's my Portal Nexus. You can check out the tellies I have in here. So every single one of these required 1,000 of the required runes. And I have them split up into Standard Spellbook, Lunar Spellbook, Ancient Spellbook, and Arceus Spellbook. I think there are a couple that I still haven't put in here, but this is like basically everything I would want. So that's pretty cool. Nothing much to say about the kitchen. We have another fairy ring, because before I used to have a tree here and then a ring here, but then I made a tree ring combo over there. You can see some of my pets wandering around. So here's Hydra. Got 2 of those guys. And then the squirrel, I actually just got this squirrel like 4 days ago, 3-4 days ago. It was really hype. I got it at floor 4 of Halitzapulcher. And yeah, here's my stats if you're curious. 88 agility. And well, I got him right before 88, so at 87 agility. I do have Kraken. There's Bran. I do have Rocky. He's called Red just because I fed him red berries. And there's Grardor Jr. He stomps around. Love him. And then it's my Demon Butler. We can release a swarm of bees just for fun. That's why I like these beehives. Oh yeah, leave them to roam. Yeah, they'll just kind of wander around. They're my pets too. Yeah, I think I showed all the pets. I mean, I have pet rocks and like this egg, but and the broav and a couple cats, but they don't really count. But yeah, did I see them all? Yeah. So that's the pet house. Then got a little games room, another little combat room. Got a couple magic trees near the pond here. I really like the layout where it's like an open courtyard, and I have like just some decorative fencing, some benches. I got my maximum pool of rejuvenation. I got a nice fountain here. All the flower spots are filled with different ones. Have my occult altar. Got a nice adventure log, quest list. We can look at the jars here real quick. So yeah, Kraken, Skotizo, and Araxor. I like Araxor the most out of those. But yeah, there's my music cape. I'll show you the costume room here. I do have some random stuff. So I only have one thing in here, a Hosidious hood, and one piece of darkness. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Oh, you might have noticed in my bank I did have a Ring of Third Age. I got that on 2 Mimic KC. But yeah, nothing else that's like super crazy rare or anything. I think I have a golden chef's hat actually. I'm not sure if that's like gilded. I'm not sure of the rarity on this, but I do have it. So that's cool. I'll put it on. Look at this guy. Yeah. Um yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. I'll show you around also, why isn't the music playing? Let's play Jungly. Okay. Up here, this is where I build the mounted mythical capes. Whenever I do train that, this is nice because when the butler spawns in to give you planks, and maybe you're slow with your clicks, he might just start wandering away, but he can't wander very far. He's like trapped up here. So that's why I do the mounted mythical cape in here. And then downstairs, guess I have some red dragons, some adamant armor. There's a Hydra head. Let's look at this. I have a hand. I have Vorkath. But I do like the Hydra heads. That one's cool. There's my big harpoon fish. Ooh, can this be? Oh, it's not. I'm still missing a stale baguette on this account. Thank you, Sandwich Lady. She's so nice. Okay, what next? I will next talk about. So I got every quest done. I'll quickly look at this. Everything done but 4. So for desert, I'm missing. You probably guessed it. KQ head. Karamja, I'm missing just this high runecraft requirement. Mauritania has a high fishing requirement, 96, which I can boost from 91, but I'm sitting at 87, so that's going to be a while. And then this just requires me to kill a bunch of those chompies, which can be a little annoying. But yeah, that's the achievement diaries and the quests. I think I'll just finish this video out showing a bit of the CAs. So I've got most up to elite done. Obviously missing quite a bit of elite, but what's a good way to show this? I mean, we probably don't care about most of these, so I'll show my Grandmaster achievements. This one should definitely not be Grandmaster. It's easy as hell. Just killing Grardor 15 times in a trip. You can kill him like, I don't know, 50 times, 100 times. It's should not be a Grandmaster task, but I'll take it. 50 Gauntlet, also super not Grandmaster sounding. This one, you just prayer flick for CG and hope your damage is good. Really not too hard. This one, you can just do the 6-1 or 5-1. What is it, 5-1? Forget what it's called, but you just attack with, you just punch him on the 6th hit, basically, so that you use your good weapon for the whole fight. I just got this one 2 days ago, and I was actually in Ziliana with the Shadow, specifically going for this achievement. And during that 50 KC is when I got the ACB, so that was really cool. Vorkath without prayer is literally just eat when your health is low. This is a very easy GM task. If you haven't gotten this, you should go for it. And then this one, I'm also gonna say it's pretty easy. You know, just bring a bunch of heals and stay potted up, and yeah, just hope for the best. It takes a while, but it's by no means hard if you know Vorkath. What else? Oh, these next ones are a joke. You go into Mass World and get both of these. This one, 50 Expert Toas. Okay, this one I think is pretty cool. Perfect Krondus and Perfect Zebek in a run. So the puzzle, brain dead easy. Perfect Zebek. I think you need to be in a group of 2 or more, so it really just depends on if you're playing with people who know what they're doing. But this one is perhaps one of my proudest CAs. I got Perfect Wardens at an expert mode, so that means all Wardens invos have to be activated. The raid has to be above level 300. I think it might be 2 or more people, so you can't just solo it. But this day, I remember the night I got this. Me and my friend were just locked in. We were just moving to all the right spots. We were praying all the right things. Nothing damaged us that shouldn't have. It was insanity. I love that one. And then, what are these? Araxor without the boss moving? Easy. Easy. And then, this Yama one. I'm gonna say that's also easy, honestly. So, but that Insanity one is not. I'm gonna say Insanity is. I'm pretty proud of that one. Then let's see the Master ones. I mean, I don't think anything is like too crazy. All the CG things, those you just kind of like specifically go for one at a time. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I don't think much of this is even too crazy to talk about. Like, these Vorkath ones are pretty easy, and all the hard level Chambers ones are easy. Well, I'll say that with a bit of grain of salt. They're not easy to do. You know, they're listed as master tier combat achievements. But as far as some of the other CAs are concerned, in that master category, they are relatively easy. So that's what I mean by that. But yep, there's the play around house. Oops. Let's go back to the bank, and I want to talk about the future of this account. So I don't think you can see my sidebar right now, but basically, my most pressing grind right now is TOA. And the reason for that is I would love to finish out that full Missouri, because that would be nice to wear at Nex when I'm ranging with my new ACB. But also to get a Fang. And the Fang is also for Nex. Basically, what I really want to do is Nex, but I can't do it yet because I'm missing a couple things that make Nex doable in smaller teams of like 2 to 5. So a Fang and Missouri Chaps would basically open up Nex for me. So, and the reason I want to do Nex, obviously, I want a ZCB. I would love an Ancient God Sword and full Torva. Like, come on. That would be so lit for the account. Full Torva on an Iron is the dream. So in order to make Nex doable for me, basically, I'm going to have to go and grab a Fang. I don't even need necessarily the Missouri Chaps. They would be nice to have. But also, I don't have a Light Bearer. And I think a Light Bearer would also go hard at Nex. It would allow me to ACB spec and Fang spec, Burning Claw spec more. All that DPS would just be really nice there. So because I want to do Nex, I kind of need to do Toa. So yeah, most pressing grind short term is just Toa, and then Nex following that. After Nex, I mean, if I get full Torva and a ZCB, I mean, where do I go from there? I guess I can work on Blood Torva, maybe get some Awakener's Orbs. But that brings me to my next point. My next goal is going to be the DT2 bosses, and I can show you where I'm sitting with those guys. So I did show Vardorvis. I have the Axe piece, which is huge, but I would love an Ultor ring. You know, I have 2 Berserker rings. I would also love full Virtus for maging. So because I have the Shadow, that kind of makes the DT2 bosses seem like more to the forefront of what I should be grinding. Looking at Whisper, I got really just the telly here. Magus ring, or sorry, Bellator ring is from Whisper. Bellator would be decent, since I have Oath Plate and Nox Halley. And if I go for Scythe eventually, I mean, Bellator would be really great for that. Don't really need this, but again, Virtus and a Soul Reaper axe. So that kind of puts like DT2 and Toa at the forefront of my to-do list. And I'm going to kind of just work on both interchangeably. Who else? Leviathan. I've just gotten the quartz and the telly from here. I have not grinded the DT2 bosses other than Vardorvis yet. And then oh yeah, Duke. this is so late in the video to say this, but yeah, I have a 1KC Duke pet. That was from when I did the quest. I thought that was super cool, and that's part of why I didn't go back there, because now I can just like say KC Duke and it's 1, and I have the pet following me around. Kind of a flex, but eventually I'm gonna want that Soul Reaper axe, right? And I know Duke is pretty good at dropping Virtus pieces as well. Plus, there's the CAs. You know, I want my master CAs, so it's a really vain reason not to go back to him. But I do have the materials, and they did update him so the fight's easier or quicker to prep, I guess I should say. But yeah, that's why DT2 is towards the top of my list, and why Toa is also at the top of my list. Once the Toa grind is done, I will work on Nex and DT2. In terms of random things, I mean, because like DT2 bosses can be a little focus intensive, and same with Toa. Other things that I want to like kind of branch off and do, I want my Circle, I want my Mud Battle Staff. You know, I want a Infernal Axe. I want my Void Waker. What else? I mean, nothing else too crazy I can think of. I'd love to get a Visage one day, but to be fair, it's like kind of useless. It's just a cool thing to have. I'd love the KBD pet. Get all the God Swords eventually. But besides that, it's just like DT2, Nex, and Raids, which to me tells me I'm in the late game of Ironman. Oh, and Inferno as well is on that list, right? You know, that's as well as Quiver, you know. But basically these goals tell me that I'm pretty solidly in the late game. I'm not going to say end game by any means, but I think I'm out of the mid game where I'm, you know, just wearing Moon's gear and, you know, using a Swamp Trident and a Whip. So I think I'm pretty solidly past that mid game point. It's safe to say. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing mini games too much. But yeah, those are the goals with the account, and I'm gonna try and end the video here soon so that this doesn't just turn into a ramble that lasts forever. But if you did enjoy this video, I hope you can let me know, and if you have any like tips for improvement, I'm definitely open to hearing that. But basically the point of my YouTube channel and this video is basically just some place that I can put content that I enjoy talking about, and that's really the goal. It's not, I'm not trying to be like the guide maker or like the go-to resource for stuff. It's like, no, this is my corner of the internet, and I get to say what I want. I get to talk about something that I like. I love this game. I've been playing RuneScape since 2004, in some form or another. I've been playing old school since its release. I've been playing Ironman since its release. I also quit when Evolution of Combat came in the game. Was super bummed about it, but I'm loving where the game's at now. But yeah, basically this is just, like I said, my time to just talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about. And if it gets a bunch of views, that's cool. If it helps some people, that's honestly really cool. Because I know there's a lot of stages of this game. You can be anywhere from brand new to beginner to just like a god tier PVMer or PvPer. There's so many ways you can play this game. Some people just like sit at crabs and do like Temperos and mini games. Some people are out here like speed running Delve and Inferno and just doing really high level stuff. And I like to think that I sit somewhere between those extremes. I might go as far as to say I'm like kind of an average RuneScape player in terms of skill level. I just put a lot of time into it. I'm at 184 days on the account. It's relaxing. I love entering this world and being in the RuneScape universe. I love the clan I'm in and just talking with people. And I'm hoping that just by talking about this stuff, maybe some people can relate. Maybe some people are also just like finding themselves in that spot where you're feeling pressure to be this god tier gamer. But I just want to show the ways that I play. Like in my Kree guide, that was not targeted at people who know what they're doing. That was just like, I've never entered foot in Kree's lair, and I need like a baseline to go from and get better from. And I just want to show that side of RuneScape because I feel like a lot of content creators are they're really good. They put in a lot of time. They practice like hard things. And a lot of players in this game too will like give you shit for stuff. Like when I'm in God Wars and I'm wearing Arams, it's understandable, right? I'm wearing Arams with a shadow. They're like laughing at the Arams, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm working on Virtus. There is a lot of that attitude that you run across. Or like if I'm in the Toa lobby, people just start talking shit because of like a fire cape or whatever, really. And I'm just like so not a fan of that attitude of like elitism because a lot of us just like work, and I come home and I like to put in my couple hours and get some relaxation, get some collection logs, some dopamine from that, talk to some friends. And I know one day if I stick with this game, I'm going to get my Infernal Cape. I'm going to get my Quiver. I'm going to get Blood Torva. Well, that's debatable, right? But, you know, I'm here for the slow long haul. I'm just like treating this as a relaxing, I'm going to get on the game and like de-stress. And I'm going to play the way that I want to play. And it doesn't have to be doing the sweatiest method, getting the most XP per hour, the most kills per hour, using like the most expensive gear. It's just about like that steady progression and like looking at your bank and going, nice, and kind of like looking at your gear and thinking like, I look cool, because like that's what drew us into this game in the first place. You get a cool little item, you make some friends, you think your character is like looking visually cooler as you upgrade. And I think there's no reason to give people shit over, not being like a perfect player because you're never going to be that perfect player. Anyway, I think I've made this video long enough. I've just been blabbing at this point. So if you liked it, like it. If you didn't, go ahead and dislike it. But also, if you got any ideas for other videos that might be interesting to do, whether it's like bossing or skilling or whatever, I'm all ears to that, and I'll definitely take any feedback into my consideration. So yeah, that's kind of what this channel is going to be. Just kind of go with the flow and see what happens. But I'll leave it there. Thanks y'all for watching if you did make it this far. Hope you all have a good journey in RuneScape, and I'll see you next time. Bye.